Okay, this is a 2007 328i BMW, and the water pump has gone out. So I'm going to replace the thermostat at the same time. I've done that before on here, but just going to stick another new one in since I'm going to have it apart. But we got to take this lower radiator hose off. Yeah, that's connected to the thermostat there. You've got another little hose connected to it down there. And then I'll have to take off the bottom shield on the bottom of the car, so I'll have to take that off, jack it up, put it on jack stands, disconnect those two there from here, and then get to the rest from the bottom. Okay, let's take a look at these parts here. We got our thermostat, which is inside of this housing. That's how they sell them. For this car, you got to buy this whole housing with the thermostat in it. And got a couple of hoses. Probably the ones on there are okay, but sometimes you got to cut them off, and then it's just worth it to have a hose. Got a couple of O-rings in case I need them. And this is the pump. So this is your electric water pump for this car. And then I also have this thing. I noticed it was leaking. The reservoir for the radiator. I noticed that thing had a little drip on it, so I figured I better get one. Don't want to have a problem with that. So now I jack the car up, get started. Okay, when you're jacking up a car, for those of you that don't know, you know, you need to, let's say you're jacking it up, right? Okay. Don't get right underneath this mirror here, okay? If this jack were to fall straight down, you'd get hit by that mirror. Okay, so make sure you stay back when you're jacking this car up, okay? You gotta always stay safe. Okay. After you get it jacked up, get the tire off, you gotta get jack stands under the car. The problem is you have that cover. You got this big cover you gotta take off, so it's hard to put a jack stand anywhere. So I have one here. I put another one right here. Those aren't the spots you're supposed to put it, but you want to be safe until I get that cover off. And I'll leave the jack in place, and I stuck the tire. I got the tire under the side there a little bit, so I'll have plenty of safety until I'm able to get that cover off and get it in the right place. Get the jack stands in the right place. And if you don't have one of these little lights like this, they have magnets on it. It just sticks to whatever you put it to. You gotta get one of these. I mean, these things are the best. They're so bright. I mean, you can really, really see with these things. So if you don't have one of these, make sure that you get one because they're the best. Okay, I got the cover off. I just got it on the ground, just slid it back there. Now I'll get those jack stands in the proper position, and then I'll get to the next thing. Remember, always use jack stands. Don't be stupid and try to get under a car without it. I've seen some people do that, and that's just stupid. Okay, these are the screws. That's what came out of the... It's a whole bunch of screws that came out of the cover. And I used the 8mm socket to take those out. Let's see if we can see that. Water pump. There's no way to see it from up here. Okay, I have to get down at the bottom. Okay. Okay. There it is. We got the hose that goes on that part on the front. You have a bolt, one bolt there. Okay, and that side. So we have those two hoses, one here and one right there. This is the front of the pump. Then we got the thermostats right there. Boy, there's not much space. Jeez. Well, we'll see what it looks like. I gotta take this radiator hose off here, drain that antifreeze. Okay, we'll get those hoses off and we'll see what else we have to do. Might have to take some more stuff off. Okay. Let me see if I can show you this. See, the nice thing about these lights, you just stick them on, you can point them. But right here, if you can see that little clip, you have to pull that clip out. You just pull it out a little bit, and then you'll be able to pull that hose off. It's just like a retaining clip. Same with the other side down here. Right down there. You have two sides there. You have to get a screwdriver and just pull that out. And then you'll be able to get that off. And these things, they're not that easy to... Sometimes they go on easy, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you got to play with them. Play with them over and over and over just to get them to go on. Because you got to make sure that they're on properly and that that ring snaps in place. That's the thing. If it doesn't, then they're just going to blow off as soon as the engine heats up. So that's what I got to do. I got to pull that off so that water can start to drain, or some of it. Then we got to pull off another one. There's a couple of them we got to take off. Okay, I'm putting this headband on with the camera. I never used this before, so I'm gonna hope you can see what I'm doing. Okay, I have to get this off. See that retaining clip is pulled back, if you can see that. And I have to try it won't pull off, it's stuck. So I kind of have to pry it. Put something there so I can try and just pry it off. I got it draining from the bottom. To try and get that off. They don't make it easy. There's not a lot of space here. Uh-oh. Well, that went into the antifreeze. I took this off a couple of times before, but it's been, I just don't remember how I did it. I mean, the first time I was changing it, I didn't really care. But I don't have a spare of this. It's not really old enough I should have to replace it, so I didn't buy another one. Maybe I can just try pulling on it. Wiggle it. Nope, I'm gonna need something to pry that back with. Maybe on that tab. Let's see. I want to break the radiator. Jeez. Still doesn't look very strong, the radiator. It's so darn stupid to put plastic on everything in this car. The whole darn car is plastic. It's almost as if they must figure, okay, rich people buy the cars, so after they keep them 100,000 miles, just throw them in the garbage. You know, they don't care about anybody else having it afterwards. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's got to come straight out. Otherwise, I'll wind up breaking the radiator. Oh well. I'm gonna have to just keep playing with it. I'm gonna try this. Okay, this open end, closed end wrench. See how it's bent at the end? I'm gonna try to just stick it right here, right on the edge, and that might be able to pull it straight off. It's like that's the only spot I can get it. Should come straight off. It's really stuck. Why? It just won't come off. No. Maybe if I just keep doing it like that, maybe it'll wiggle itself loose. boy. I'm really worried about that radiator. Really worried about breaking it. I noticed that clip was not 100% pulled out. I had it pulled out, but I didn't have it 100% quite right. Completely out. Now I'll try it. Probably it'd be no problem now. There it goes. Okay. Okay, that was it. You gotta make sure those clips are completely pulled out. Take a look at the top and the bottom. Make sure it's completely. Otherwise, I'm glad I noticed that before I broke the darn thing. Okay, that's done. Then we just gotta do that other little one right there. It comes up to here, the reservoir, and then we'll take that off. We'll empty this reservoir out and continue. Okay, so I got that little one off. That was connected to just the reservoir here, and you got 2 bolts to take out. Those are 10 millimeter, and then there's a connector. Just lift the little tab a little bit there, or actually you can press down on it. Yeah, if you press down on it, then you can pull it out. I took a little screwdriver, but it does have a little thing you can press on. And we really can't see too much here. You know, it'd be nice if this gave us good access to it, but it doesn't. But we have more off now. Okay, now, and on the antifreeze, when you drain it into a container, if you don't know, don't leave that out where any animals can drink it, because they'll drink it and it'll kill them. So make sure that antifreeze is always kept where an animal can't drink it. Okay, so now I guess I'll have to get on the bottom, take a look. Okay. So it's about an oil pan and a half, 1.5 oil pans of antifreeze came out of it. Let's see. I did this thermostat before, but I don't remember how I did it. There's a bolt somewhere. A couple of bolts. Floor is a little wet. Okay. Looks like I'll have to, yeah, I see a bolt there. And I'll have to pull off this hose that connects the thermostat to the pump. And I should be able to just pull it out and then get to the pump. Okay, I'm gonna just show you where the bolts are here. Okay, so here's the thermostat, right? You're looking down on the car. We had to pull this one off of here, and that little side one. Okay, so we have our 2 bolts and our connector right there. 2 bolts in the connector. Okay, they're down there, the 2 bolts in the connector. Okay, so you got to get those off and pull off that hose that goes right here that connects to the water pump. And then on our water pump, I guess it's something like that, or maybe it's like this. And here we have 2 bolts here, 2 bolts up on top here, then we have 1 bolt here in our connector. So let me get under the car there, show you. Okay, I don't know if you can see, there's 2 bolts on the left behind that wire. Okay, those look easy to get to. Then you have these 2 bolts here on the right. That was the other 2 bolts. Okay, then we had that 1 more bolt somewhere. Not sure where that is, but probably once I get the thermostat out, then, okay, these 2 on the right here, that goes to the thermostat. Once I get that out of the way, probably I'll see that other bolt that I gotta take out. Hopefully there's enough space that I can get it out without taking something else off. Okay, I have to get a hose off that's on the top here. It connects to the thermostat. See, right down there, there's a screw. There's the clamp. You can see it with the slot in it. Okay, that takes care of this hose here that runs up and up, right up to the top there. Right here, you have there's 2, looks like 10mm probably bolts, and that would be this hose that I bought. This one here still feels like it could make it a while, but I did buy one, so I'm going to replace it. One that I didn't know about, I just see is this one right here. Okay, goes from right here up, around, and down onto the radiator there. The small one. That one I didn't buy extra of. It still feels okay, but it feels like I want to replace it. So that'll have to be another day. I mean, I'll have to order it, and I want to get this done. I don't want to have the car sitting here till next weekend. And it's still good the way it is. It'll last a while. But I'll have to order one of those. Yeah. Probably I should have just ordered every hose. Okay, I'll show you the hoses here. This is the old one. If you can see the top, it's just all chewed up, eaten away. This is the new one. It's not even an O-ring on there. Oh, there it is. Still in there. Wow. Wow, that thing's completely hardened. I don't even think that's the O-ring. Might be part of the... Somebody must have taken it off, because I don't remember seeing it fall out. Somebody must have taken it off and stuck it back without the O-ring. I don't know. Should have leaked without the O-ring. Oh well. Okay. I got the thermostat out. Let's see. So I had those two bolts to get out there. And there's another one. I gotta take off that hose there. There's one more bolt that I gotta... I don't think that's it. 1, 2 there. Okay, see, that's the pump. And, okay, I guess that's it right there. Oh no, there it is in the back. I see it. Right there, right underneath that pulley. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'll take those 3 bolts out. And the connector. And that big hose. Okay, I finally got it out. That's the old one there. That's actually the original. This car's got about 100 and... I think it's 135, 137,000 miles on it. That's pretty good, you know, to get out of an original there. One thing I didn't think to do is to buy, there's a hose that connects on here. It's short. I didn't think to buy that. Yeah, I just didn't know. But the one that's on there, it'll make it a while, but I should have replaced it. But see, I'd have to order it, or I'd have to go to the BMW store, and I don't know how long that would even take. But it'll make it a while, so I'm just gonna leave it. I don't think it's too hard to replace if I had to do it just on its own. Anyway, the disconnect for this is on the inside. So what you gotta do is you take the screwdriver and you just kind of stick it in and press, kind of go like that to press on it, or turn it. You could even turn it maybe. Just press on it while having another one right here. That's what I did. I used 2 hands. And as I pressed that, I just kind of pried that and it just popped right off. So now I'll stick that in. And some people took the pipe off. You know, the little hose goes here. There's a metal pipe. A metal pipe that goes to the engine. Some people took that off. I didn't have to take it off. I just pulled it right out. But there's a short piece of rubber hose, about like that. You want to make sure you buy one of those when you replace your pump. But you know, I'm lucky that I think it'll make it a year. So it's a lot of trouble for me to try and go down and find a BMW place or order it. So I'm just gonna use what's there and think about it in a year. I'll order it and I'll have it. So sometime in a year I'll just replace it. Okay, let me show you what it looks like without the pump. Okay, so that's the space. Okay, you have to take off this. I don't know if you can see it. There's some hoses that connect to this bracket here. It's just one bolt, one little bolt, easy to take out. But take that out and move that back. You're gonna have to, because it's gotta come through here. You kind of have to twist around and play with it to get it out. But that's what it looks like without the pump there. So now I'll have to stick it back in, put it all back together. Okay, I'm just putting it back together. I got the water pump in and the thermostat in. I'm just hooking up hoses now. You have to make sure they snap in place. Okay, you have to know they're in place. Don't think they're in place. You need to know. So I'll see if I can push this on and maybe you can hear it. There you go. Yeah, that sounded good. Okay. So you have to listen for that snap and make sure that that clip is all the way down. And you snap it on. You didn't pull on it, make sure. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So that's what you gotta listen for on these. Okay. Now I just got a couple more things. I'm at 6 hours right now. And that's with a few minutes of rest, but I'm almost done. Okay, now I'm gonna dump the antifreeze back in. Let's see. Guess I'll start with this one. Of course, now would be a good time to change the antifreeze if I was going to, but I'll do that another time. I think this is still good for a while. It's a little. I got like the green and some universal mixed in, so that's why it's not a normal color. And of course, a couple of bugs. Not much I can do about that. If it was a brand new car, I'd do things a little bit differently, but because it's old, I don't worry too much about it. Alright, well, I got one more to dump in, and then we'll have to run it, make sure nothing leaks, get it nice and hot, get all the air out of it, and then hopefully that overheating light won't come on. That's the thing I hate. I hate about having lights. You don't know the temperature, but I can hook my cell phone up to it and connect to it, and I'll see what the temperature is. But when I'm driving, I like to know what the temperature is when I'm driving, but I just don't like the lights. But maybe I'll buy a gauge for it, because at least if it starts overheating, I'll know, and I'll pull over somewhere instead of getting stuck right at a stoplight. Okay, I'm letting the water pump circulate. You have to turn your heater on low, turn the air conditioner off with the key on, the dashboard on, but not the car running. Press and hold the gas pedal for about 12 seconds, and you'll hear it start turning on and running. So that's what I'm doing now. So you can hear it. This way it'll circulate it a little bit, and then I'll start it up. I don't know how long they say to do it. Maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. But I'm just gonna do it for maybe 5 minutes. Then I'll start it up and get the rest of the air out. See, I have this app. I don't know, you probably can't see it, but it gives you the temperature and a whole bunch of other junk. It's saying it's 140 degrees right now. So at least I can watch it and know what the temperature is. I'll know if it's overheating or not, instead of waiting for that stupid red light to come on. So I'm just gonna let it run. Okay. I'll probably put the cap back on. I'll let it run for a few minutes, get it nice and hot, make sure everything's okay. Just checking for leaks. And looks good. I don't see any leaks, so I already put the bottom on, put the tire on. Car's down on the ground now. I don't want to have to put that on when the engine's so hot. So everything's looking good. This reservoir is new, so I hope I got a good one. I have to heat it up real, get it nice and hot. I just wish I had that. I wish I would have bought all the hoses while I was down there. You know, otherwise in a year, you know. Well, there's that one that was right here. Can't remember where it was. Real easy to get to. Yeah, right here. Circles around to the bottom. I'll probably do that in a couple of months. And that one on the bottom I was telling you about, I'll probably do that in 1 year, maybe next summer or spring or something like that. Yeah, so if you're gonna do that water pump, you might as well do all the hoses around it. There's no use, you know, just buy them all, whether you need them or not. So it's 167 degrees so far. Just keep it running. But you know, I don't know, these cars, so hard to work on. They're really nice. I mean, you can get an old BMW cheap, and they're really nice. It's a smooth ride. You know, it's luxury. I mean, it's so nice to drive these cars. But you gotta fix them yourself. There's no way you could take this to a mechanic. You go broke. It's not worth having. If you can fix it yourself, you can have a nice smooth ride, nice luxury car, cheap, as long as you can do it and you want to do it. You want to take the extra time to do all this, because it's not as easy as a Toyota. Well, let it run a few more minutes and we'll come back, check it again. Okay, my phone, I don't know what happened to it, was here, and my phone says 194 degrees. I don't remember. I haven't had a real gauge in so long, I don't remember what it should be at. Because now it's 195. I'm thinking 220 is probably the hottest you want it to get. That's what I'm thinking. I can't remember. I know the pump's working because I saw it pump and I could hear it. My concern is the thermostat. Normally when I buy them, I stick them in a pan of boiling water, they open up, I know it works. Can't do it on this one. I mean, so I just have to hope that I got a good one and that it works. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if it's overheating now. You know, because of that. As long as it doesn't overheat in a few more minutes, then everything's fine and I'm done. But it's running good, sounds good. 195.8. If I remember correctly, I think overheating would be 240, I think. But I think I'm okay at 220. As long as it doesn't go over 220, I think I'm alright. I'll have to look it up. But I think by now, with the engine so hot, if it was a bad thermostat, it would have overheated by now. So I think everything's good. So that's it. Okay, I've been running at about a half an hour and it's been holding at 199.4 degrees, so everything's fine. I have a little exclamation when the triangle there. I don't know what the heck that means. I mean, that came on when it overheated. So I'm wondering if maybe in the book there it's saying something about towing. You know, but I gotta try and figure out how to shut that off. I guess it knew you needed a tow truck. So it came on, I guess. Let's see. I'm just using one of these cheap blue things. There's not even a sticker on it. You know, these things you get on eBay for $5. I bought like 4. I have like 4 of these. And this is the only one that will work with this car for some reason. It must be a certain version. And I'm using it with this car scanner app. So that cheap thing with this car scanner app is working for this BMW here. So I'm able to I'm able to see stuff cheap without having to spend so much money. Some of these apps and devices are expensive. Okay, well, that's it. All done finally. Now I go clean everything up.